Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is October 20th, 2025. Now, if you guys know that today, later on today, will be game 7 of the ALCS. The Mariners are going to be playing the Blue Jays. And if you read the title of this video, it says it very clear. The Toronto Blue Jays will be in the World Series on the 24th of October. I gotta admit, I was wrong this year. Actually, both teams that I picked in the beginning of the playoffs looks like they're both not going to the World Series. For the last 3 hours, I've been doing nothing but research, trying to figure out who's gonna win tomorrow. Well, actually today, and it's confirmed, you guys. The Toronto Blue Jays will advance to the World Series. This is a free pick for all the Gematria community to take advantage of. I'm going to show you guys the breakdown. If you like it, you can place a bet on the Blue Jays. If you don't like it, you don't have to bet on it. You're not obligated to take any advice that you hear in this video. You gamble at your own risk. And, good luck if you are going to pick, the Blue Jays to win tomorrow. Let me just inform my people on the Instagram that we are doing a live stream because I want as much people here as possible so they can see the ritual that might happen tomorrow. And I should have knew because the Blue Jays is the only team with the 121 connection. I should have knew that they might go with that. Sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes you don't have to, do too much digging. Sometimes it's just in the gematria of the team name. But for some reason, I faded that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so just 1 second. Let me just post that I'm live on my Instagram. Because I know YouTube doesn't give a lot of people notifications. So a lot of people don't hear about my videos ever. Because they don't get notified. Almost 11,000 people here. All right, so there you go. Okay. All right, so here we go. So tomorrow, the Mariners are going to be playing the Blue Jays, right? And like we said, Blue Jays equates to 121 in Gematria. This year is the year of the 121st World Series. Like I said in my other video, there is a possibility for the Blue Jays to stay on 72 losses and pick up their 73rd against the Dodgers, because Los Angeles Dodgers equals 73 and Dodgers by itself equals 72. So they could go into the World Series on 72 losses. And I do think that's what's going to happen. And if you guys notice here, on ESPN, it says that Shane Bieber, he's going to be the starting pitcher for the Blue Jays. And just notice what number he wears. He wears the number 57. Of course, World Series equals 57. This is a very important number. Very important number, especially with the World Series. But this is the clincher here. It's not the 121. It's actually this right here. The star player for the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Notice his birthday is 3/16. And from today's game to his 27th birthday, big number 27 with baseball. Today is 147 days before his birthday. And of course, World Series equates to 147. So this is the guy that's going to advance to the World Series 147 days before his birthday. The guy who plays for the Blue Jays. The first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I don't think there's anything else we need to look into. I think that's the clincher right there. 147 and 57, huge numbers with the World Series. They got 57 on the mound, 147 days before Vladimir Guerrero's birthday. If you go on my Patreon right now, or for free, you can view this post. You don't have to pay a dime. I'm going to be updating this post. The more the better, I like to have a lot of notes, especially for Game 7 like this one. The Blue Jays, they just picked up their 100th win of the season today. Seattle Mariners equals 100. Right now they're 172 for the season. So they could go to the World Series on 72 losses. Again, Dodgers equals 72. If they lose to the Dodgers at least one game, they'll pick up that 73rd. And Los Angeles Dodgers equals 73. And the Mariners can fall to 6-6 in the postseason this year. Rogers Center, which is where the game is going to be played at, has that 66 Gematria. The Mariners can fall to 6-6 in the postseason this year. You know, in the beginning of the playoffs, I did not like the narrative for the Blue Jays, even though I did see the 121. I thought the 68 was better because that's a big number with Seattle. But, you know, that's the beauty of this knowledge. Even when you're wrong, you can come back, reevaluate everything, and eventually get it correct. Because that's what the knowledge does. It brings things to light like this. You know, obviously in the beginning of the playoffs, I didn't know that the Blue Jays was going to go to a Game 7 with the Mariners. You see? A lot of the trolls, they criticize a pick that we did 2 weeks ago, not knowing that, you know, we don't stop researching here. Every day we continue to research because every day we get new clues. Like, for example, yesterday, a player died from the Mariners. Right? Things happen every single day. I'm pretty sure between now and the end of the World Series, we're going to see some more ritual sacrifices. And they're going to probably be linked to the Blue Jays or the Dodgers. So it's almost, that's what I'm always saying, is it's almost impossible to make an accurate prediction in the beginning of the season or in the beginning of the playoffs because there's always new clues. But we always, like I always say, we always get it right. We always figure it out eventually. I mean, go look at the track record. Last year, you know, the Dodgers and Yankees series was kind of tough. They went back and forth. But Game 5, I was very confident. I actually even went to the stadium. I was telling the fans out there, I said, it's over today. They're going to celebrate the championship. The Dodgers are going to celebrate the championship this Friday on Fernando Valenzuela's birthday, the Day of the Dead, which is a Mexican holiday. And that's exactly what happened. The Dodgers ended up winning the World Series in the Bronx, where Vince Scully is from. Of course, Vince Scully grew up in the Bronx, a Yankees fan, ended up being a Dodgers broadcaster for most of his career. And then the Dodgers win the World Series 117 weeks after his demise and 117 days after Shohei Ohtani's birthday, when Dodgers and Major League Baseball equals 117. And it looks like this year is going to be another 117 ritual because we got the Toronto Blue Jays, the city that equates to 117, against the Dodgers, the team that equals 117. But only one of those two teams has the 121 Gematria, so this is interesting. Are the Blue Jays going to win the World Series this year? We will analyze it even closer once the World Series comes because there are other things we have to look at. But right now, the Blue Jays, to me, are the favorites. And I'm not talking about, you know, what FanDuel or any other sports books is saying. I'm talking about just looking at the numbers. Out of the two teams, Blue Jays and Dodgers, they're the only team with the 121 connection. You know, last year the ritual was around Vince Scully. I don't know if they're going to have another Vince Scully tribute this year. Like I said, I'm going to look at it. But I doubt it. I don't think Vince Scully has any connection to Toronto. Not that I know of. You know, it made sense last year because he did have a connection with the Bronx, with the Yankees. It was through the Bronx where he was born. But I don't know. I gotta look at it. What else? Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I need to show anything else. Let me just take a look at one more thing, though. I want to look at Vladimir Guerrero's father. How old is he? He's 50. Hmm. His birthday is February 9th, the day of the last Super Bowl. I just want to measure from his birthday to today. It's 112 days. It's 100. The World Series starts 108 days before his birthday. Vladimir Guerrero, the father, the other one, the actually the better one out of the two. Some might argue that the son is better, but I don't know. If you guys ever seen Vladimir Guerrero play, this guy was amazing. One of the best players I ever seen play baseball. I was born ready. Yeah, he was born ready. He was born the most perfect day, March 16th. Just take a look at the gematria behind that phrase. I was born ready. You know, since the game is so synced up with Vladimir, I wouldn't even mind taking a gamble for him to hit at least well, I don't know, the odds for him to hit a base hit is gonna be pretty high. Let me just take a look at it. What's his odds to hit a home run? He's at negative 290 to get a base hit. I would take that. I mean, that's a pretty high pick. I mean odds, but if you put that with some other teams, like put that with the Blue Jays to win, let's parlay that with the money line. Yeah, it's not a bad parlay. Vladimir to get a hit and the Blue Jays to win the game. 147 days before his birthday. This look like a very solid parlay. And this is the parlay that I'm gonna give out to the people on the regular tier. I actually like this parlay a lot. So let me take a screenshot of this because this is the I'm gonna recommend this. This looks really good at plus 112. Oh, that's even great. You get plus odds on this. Yeah, he should. I mean, why wouldn't he get on base 147 days before his birthday when it's just so synced up with him? I'm gonna take that gamble. The Toronto Blue Jays will host Game 7 of the American League Championship Series on Monday at Rogers Center, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is prepared for the moment. Yes, he is. I bet he is. I was born ready, Guerrero told Hazel May of Sportsnet following Sunday's Game 6 victory. I was born ready, and I want it all for this city. Makes sense. The day leaving 72 days left in the year. Toronto 72. I'm going to give all I have for the city. I'm going to give all I have for the fans. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s chats with the Hazel May after the Blue Jays force a Game 7. My dad was telling me Game 7 is give it all you have, Guerrero, the son of Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero, added, according to the Associated Press, Ian Harrison. Blue Jays Vladimir Guerrero, the 14th player in MLB history with 6 home runs in the first 10 games of a postseason. The Jays slugger has the third best OPS ever in a single postseason among hitters with at least 40 plate appearances, according to Stats Center. Guerrero sits behind only Barry Bonds, who posted a 1.559 OPS in 2002, and Carlos Beltran 1.557 OPS in 04. Want it all for this city. Huh, 131. Is that what that's about? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna recommend this parlay. You know, number 57, Shane Bieber starts the game for the Blue Jays. I was born ready. Game 7, give it all you have. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the chat, see what you guys think about all this. If you leave in a troll comment, I'm not gonna read your comment, so don't even bother. Um, I don't have time to be going back and forth with these losers. People who think that the NFL is using magic tricks. There's no technology in the ball. There's only magic. That's not what Tony Romo said today. All these fools. They're using magic. Only magic they're using is Magic Johnson and the Orlando Magics. That's the magic. The players and the teams. Let me look at one more thing. Vladimir Jr. Stats. I don't think he started his career with the Blue Jays though. He did. He's been playing with the Blue Jays since 2019. So, and now right before his 27th birthday, he's about to go to the World Series. How perfect. Hmm. And number 27. Number 27. When MLB equals 27. 27. He's turning 27 next year on March 16th. He might be a World Series champion by his next birthday. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out like what is the connection between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers besides the 117. Because I understand what the connection was with the Yankees and the Dodgers last year. It was through Vince Scully. But what I'm trying to figure out is like why these two teams this year. So that's what I'm saying. You know, there's probably things that are gonna develop from between now and the end of the World Series that we don't know about yet. But it's pretty obvious what's gonna happen. At least in today's game. Vladimir 43 like Mariners. The 293rd day of the year, the 62nd prime number. They've been doing so many 62 rituals with the Mariners. Even in the score everywhere. Today is 36 weeks after Vladimir Guerrero's father's birthday. Toronto equals 36. That might be what the ritual is. His son goes to the World Series 36 weeks after his birthday when Toronto's 36. On the day leaving 72 days left in the year when Toronto's 72. That might be what that's all about. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna just take a look at the chat before we close it out, and then yeah, I wish you guys the best. Again, you don't have to take my advice. You don't have to gamble at all. You can just watch the game, but I do recommend it. You know, this is a very low risk bet. You don't have to bet a lot of money to have fun and make some money. You don't have to bet $10,000 and then come back to my comment section like, "Fuck you, Arthur! I lost $10,000." No, you lost $10,000 because you're a fucking stupid individual, and now you want to put that on me. No, if you lost $50, that's not gonna kill you. Like, oh, you're not. It's not the end of the world. All right, let me look at the comments and then we'll close it out. So let's go to the beginning. And we got Topsy, the biggest cocksucker in the community, talking shit like always. The guy who thinks they're using magic. What else? Shit. Brad said Google already has Vlad Jr. in the World Series. Yeah, he's definitely in his 27th year of life. Yep. Where's that at, Brad? Where did you see that? Where Google has, and what happened to your wrench? You had a wrench. Um, I don't know why would Google say that? I don't know what that means. All right, but I'll leave it there. Good luck, everybody, and let the rigging begin. All right, you guys, enjoy your Monday, enjoy your week, and have a good one. Peace.